How far can David Moyes take this West Ham team? That is a topic we're going to talk about in this video, guys. If you're new around here, make sure you hit the subscribe button, especially if you support West Ham. Today's topic of video is how far can David Moyes realistically take this West Ham side? Because, guys, it is Sunday. Southampton have just won their game against Sheffield United 3-0, and West Ham are still sitting fifth in the Premier League table. I hope you guys have had a fantastic weekend. We're going to talk a couple of points regarding David Moyes. Now, this game against Leeds United was a test of character, was a test of team spirit. It was known before the Manchester United game. Aaron Cresswell's been at this football club for 6.5 years. He made his 200th Premier League appearance for West Ham against Leeds United. And he said, prior to the Manchester United game, that this was the best team spirit that he has seen at this football club since he's been here. And when I first heard of it, I thought, you know what, Aaron, that is a pretty bold statement, because the final year of the bowling, the 2015-2016 season, when Leicester City won the Premier League and when we finished seventh and we was only a couple of points off the Champions League places, you would have thought that that team spirit within that camp, that everything was going on, a Dimitri Payet that was in Ballon d'Or, you probably would have thought that was the best team spirit. The amount of comeback victories of Everton away when we were 2-0 down with 10 minutes to go and we score 3 late goals, you would have thought that team spirit was probably the pinnacle that he has seen at West Ham. But he come out and said that the team spirit currently at West Ham and that David Moyes has sort of found at this football club is the best he's seen since he's been here. And Leeds United away on Friday night was the first test of that team spirit, especially when we went 1-0 down. 2 minutes in, we conceded a penalty, and that was a test of character, because after that first initial mistake and that conceding that goal, we was a completely different team. We saw the team spirit that Aaron Cresswell was talking about, and that is huge credit to David Moyes. David Moyes has got this team believing again. You know, this is the first time since the 2015-2016 season that I felt about a West Ham team that when we go 1-0 goal, or we'll go 2-0 down, or 3-0 down in some cases like Tottenham away, that we could get back into it. And that is not through maybe just quality, but in order to get back into games when you're losing 1-0, you're losing 2-0, you're losing 3-0, like I said at Tottenham away, is firstly belief. The players have got to believe, and then if they've got the quality on top of that, then of course they can get back into games. So for me, team spirit, first time it got tested against Leeds United, bouncing back from a loss, a game that we should have beat Manchester United. It could have been a tough pill to swallow. A game we should have won against Manchester United. We could have easily been sitting here on 23 points and sitting third or second in the league. That's how fine the margins are, and the team could have easily gone downhill in terms of confidence. But we arose to the occasion. We win 2-1. Now, another core principle that David Moyes has sort of brought into this football club is the core attributes that he looks in players. Now, the David Moyes not sort of philosophy, he's sort of been called a dinosaur. You know, he plays defensive brand of football. But for me, right now, I actually find our football entertaining. Guys, let me know in the comment section down below if you enjoy the football, because we're not the possession side. We're not going to have high possession numbers. We're not going to have 50%, 55% of the ball, 65% of the ball. We're not that kind of football team. And for me, West Ham at the moment, we're very, very attractive in terms of quick transitions. And there's a couple of, core principles that he's building this team around. And you've got to remember, guys, this isn't even his squad. A lot of this squad is from the Bilic tenure, is even from Sam Allardyce, and the Pellegrini. So there's a lot of players still here from those 3 eras and 3 tenures. That you got Thomas Souček, Soufal, Ben Rama, Dawson, if you count him, who hasn't made a first team appearance yet. But those are the kind of signings that that David Moyes has brought in, and they are built off hard work, discipline, quick transitions. That is what David Moyes is building his team around. The hard work, you've got to have the ability as well, but you've also got to have the core principles of working hard, of tracking your wide man. If you're not going to run for this team, then you're not going to start, no matter how good you are on the ball technically. And that's maybe why we've seen a little bit of Ben Rama slowly transitioned into the team, because whilst I do believe the hard work was already there because he played for a Brentford team that like to press high at the field, which incorporates hard work. There's no way that you can play for a team that's a high pressing team in Brentford in the Championship and not have the basic principles of working hard. So I feel like he's slowly transitioned into the team. And what Ben Rama did against Leeds on Friday night was stick on Calvin Phillips, which incorporates the hard work and the discipline. Now, you know, attacking players. Their mind can slowly fade in and out the game in terms of their defensive work. Sometimes they'll track runners, sometimes they didn't. But every single time Leeds United got that ball, especially with their defenders now looking for Calvin Phillips, there was Ben Rama, there was Fornals when they interchanged play, sticking on Calvin Phillips, being disciplined and doing the hard work to stop them getting that ball to Calvin Phillips, because Calvin Phillips was Leeds' outlet. And then on top of that, guys, it's, you know, West Ham, at the moment, we are at our best in quick transitions. Like we saw against Leeds, Leeds United had a lot of the ball, but when it broke down, it's when the players, the attacking players like Ben Rama, they drift in those little pockets of space, the quick transitions, the ball into him, and then suddenly we turned a defensive transition or an attacking transition for the opposition into a transition of our own, and we're on the attack, we're on the front foot. So for me, right now, David Moyes' philosophy at West Ham is hard work. You've got to be willing to run for each other. Discipline. You know, every single player on that field knows their jobs. Bowen, whilst he is very good going forward, he knows that he has to help Soufal. Fornals, he has to help the fullback. And now Ben Rama, playing that central attacking midfield position, he knew that as a collective, what he had to bring to the team in terms of quick transitions, what he had to bring to the team in terms of on the ball. But then the off the ball work, like working hard and being disciplined to stop Calvin Phillips getting on the ball. Now, the final thing for me, where can David Moyes take this team? Now, this is where the final question, you know, sort of hinges on. For me, West Ham now have got to go back in the January transfer window. We know how much of a crazy season this is. You know, you've only got to look at where Manchester City are in the table. Look where Man United are. You know, Tottenham are top of the league. Chelsea, we could have possibly, and if results gone our way, guys, if we had taken our chances against Manchester United, I know it's only ifs and buts, but we could have easily been in the top four. Easily been in the top four. And that's how much of a crazy season is. It is December the 13th when I'm recording this, the Sunday. And we are sitting 5th in the Premier League table. Now, guys, the last time that happened, obviously, where we was in and around the Champions League spots, was Sam Allardyce. Now, he didn't get the financial backing in that January. We know how that ended. Sam Allardyce left the football club. Now, for me, David Sullivan, David Gold, Karen Brady. I know it's never going to reach them, this video, but now we've got to go out. We've got to identify the targets that David Moyes wants in order to help him, give him the best possible chance of maybe getting a Europa League spot. Guys, you know, when there's only 5 or so games played and, you know, we picked up a couple of points against Wolves and Leicester, you know, it's very hard to say whereabouts, you know, whereabouts your club could be finishing. But once you're 10 to 12, 13, 14 games in, it's a very indication of where your team could possibly finish. Now, going into January, we've got Crystal Palace on Wednesday. If we pick up 3 points against Crystal Palace, we will be in around the 4th, 5th, 3rd places, depending on the results, in the Premier League in December, in the middle of December, which is absolutely crazy. And we've got to go in January, find the money. We spent 30 million on side Ben Rama in the summer, right, with an obligation, depending if his medical goes well. We saved 30 million from that transfer because originally it's a loan. So if we can find the money, if he wants Josh King, now there's debate. He hasn't played that many games. But if David Moyes wants Josh King, now managers live and die by their transfers. He's got it right so far. He has got it right in terms of transfers. Souček, Bowen, Soufal, Ben Rama, Craig Dawson as a backup. He's got it right. So if he wants Josh King, guys, we've got to go with it. We've got to go with it because at the moment his track record, apart from, you know, Jordan Hugo a couple of years ago, his track record in terms of signing so far for West Ham has been phenomenal. We've got to find the money. If he wants a centre midfielder or a backup centre midfielder, because guys, we are light in certain areas. So where can we realistically finish under David Moyes? Where can David Moyes take us? For me, I can see a top 8 finish. I really can, guys. If we, you know, find the money, even if it's £20 million, find the money from somewhere, West Ham, because I know we've got it. Find the money from somewhere. Back David Moyes if he wants Josh King, because he sees him as a, you know, almost as a direct replacement for Antonio. Get Josh King. I don't care if he's 28 years of age. And you know what, guys? Would I want younger players? Yes, I would. I would like to see more players like Bowen, 23 years of age. Ben Rama, 24, 25 years of age. Fornals is 23, 24 years of age. Would I like to see those kind of players? Yes, I would. I'd love to see those, you know, kind of players. But if he wants a 28-year-old or 29-year-old Josh King when it comes to January, then he's got to back him, in my opinion. If it costs 5 or 10 million, at the end of the day, guys, managers live or die by their transfers. That's sort of, you know, what shapes them as a manager. So if David Moyes wants Josh King, sign Josh King and whoever he else wants. Okay, if it means another defender or another left back, another right back, another centre midfielder, another attacking player, find the money, West Ham, give him what he wants, because we should be backing this manager. Now, for me, this guy deserves a new contract. I've spoke about how much I believe he deserves a new contract. Back him, give him a new 2 or 3 year contract. It's what he deserves. It's what West Ham fans deserve. Stability, and I'm loving this team at the moment, guys. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think of where possibly David Moyes can take us. Guys, if you're new to the channel, support West Ham, please consider subscribing. We have just hit over 1,600 subscribers, which I greatly appreciate. Catch you next video. See you later.